Today I'm going to show you how you can publish your book of photographs, drawings, or paintings on Amazon using Kindle Direct Publishing. It's really cheap, and even if you're not going to sell a lot, you can produce a book and you can make copies of it and give it to people or just have it for yourself. So I'm going to start off here real quick. We're on kdp.amazon.com, and we're going to use kdpamazon.com, and we're going to use Canva to create the inside pages of the book. And the way we're going to do it should be relatively simple. You can get as complex as you like making a on-demand book in Amazon, but we're going to try to do it as simply as possible. And we're focusing on just creating a book of images, basically. So you'll create your KDP account at kdp.amazon.com. And when you log on, you'll get to this page here: create, manage, and publish. This is actually under your bookshelf. You have like reports, community, and marketing. These are separate, but bookshelf will bring you up to the books that you have. If it's the first time you logged on, you won't have any books here. So we're going to go to create book, and then we're going to go here to create paperback, because today we're going to create a paperback book. I'm going to show you one way to simply create a book that will be a paperback, and I'll show you how you can do it in a couple of different varying formats, but this should get you started regardless. You can actually make hardcover books too. The problem with hardcover is there are no horizontal format hardcover, and with paperback you can do some custom sizes as well. So we're going to create a paperback, and then it's going to ask you for a title, a subtitle, and all this stuff. We're going to just fill this out quickly and just go my photographs. It's not a series, so it's optional. You're going to put your name in here, or your pen name, whatever you want. If you have any other contributors, if you're doing it with someone, you can add a contributor. Then you can put a description of the book. We're not going to bother to do that right now. I'm going to just go description. So there's something there, but you would fill in what the book was. You want to click here if you own the copyright to the material, or if it's in public domain. Click no for that. You can choose some categories. I think you have to choose some categories by default. So I'm going to go art and photography, and I'm going to just put general right there. Save categories. You can put up keywords in here too. Publication date and release date are the same on this. And we're going to go save and continue. Now you can always go back to this before you publish it and fill it out. Usually I just kind of fill out some stuff and go back later to fill it out, or you can fill it out at the very beginning. This is the most important part here. This is the paperback content. So if you have your own ISBN number, or you get your own ISBN number, you can use this down here. But generally, you just get a free one from Amazon, and you can click here to assign the ISBN. We don't need to do that until we're ready to publish the book, so I'm going to leave that alone right now. But before you publish your book, it will tell you have to put an ISBN number in there. So we have a couple of choices down here, and this is something important to note, because I'm going to show you how to make a book, and the book can be anywhere from 24 pages to 150 pages, and you can use the exact formats that I show you how to use. If you go beyond 150 pages, you have to adjust the inner margin. So the formats and the formulas I'm showing you will work for up to 150 pages. The other thing you have to be aware of is all of these will work for as little as I think 24 pages. So if you're making a smaller book, 24 to 30 pages or so, then the top two and this bottom one will work. The premium color, the standard color interior, if we click on that, you'll say this one specifies it has to be 72 to 600 pages. So that's a limitation of it. So you can't use the standard color for a book that's only 24 pages. It has to be at least 72. So you can make the smallest book with the premium color, or these other two black and whites. So we're going to go premium color interior with white paper. Now we're going to select our size, and by default it puts 6x9, which is a trade paperback format. So these things are important to set the way you want them Now, what happens is, particularly the bleed and the format. I'm going to go here, and you can see there's a couple different sizes. The widest a paperback book can be on Amazon is 8.5 inches. So if you wanted to do a square format, you could select this here, 8.5 times 8.5 inches. If you wanted to do, you can also do 8.5 by 11 up here. So those are standard. 8.5 and 11 by is a standard size. These down here are non-standard sizes, but you can also define a custom size down here. But the width cannot be more than 8.5 inches. So we're going to put 8.5 down. And the height, I'm going to make 6 inches. You'll note there's a page up here that says 8.25 times 6 inches, but you lose a quarter of an inch on that size. So that's why I've modified my own size right here. So this is the size we're going to be making. And I'll tell you how you can do an 8.5 or an 11.5, 8.511 as well. So we're going to go select here. And so it has the size there. Now it says no bleed on this. And we want to put bleed on this. And because we're going to use a PDF, first of all. And second of all, it's going to make it easier to do it in Canva. Now then you'll note that by default, the cover is matte. You can change that to whatever you want. So you could change it to glossy if you wanted to. But by default, it's matte. So if you don't want matte, make sure you switch to glossy. I'm going to just leave it on matte. All right, so now we're down to this point where it says upload manuscript. And so that's where we have to create a PDF to upload. The other thing below here is there's a cover creator, which I'll go into either later in this video or another video. And you can launch this to create the cover. Then it's going to ask you questions here. Did you use any AI generative tools to generate the material? So you'll answer that. And if you change anything, it's going to ask you that again. And then once we upload the manuscript, we have the preview launcher right here. So I'm going to go save as draft. Now there's one more page after, which is the rights and pricing. So when you're ready to continue on with this, this is how you post it up. This is also will allow you, once you get in there, to do a sample print so you can see how well it comes out. Now that we got the basics done, let's look right here. And there's a page, and this is, you can actually just Google KDP trim size, and it will bring this page up as a result, but I'll put the links in the description of the video as well. So if you go down here to trim size, you'll see right here, this is what I was talking about. In black and white, you can go 24 to 828 or 24 to 776. And the same with premium color. You can go starting at 24. But the standard color is 72. I'm not sure why that is. It has something to do probably with the way they print it or the production of it. So we're going to go down here a little bit, and we're going to go to bleed right. Now bleed has to do with, if you want here's an example right here. If you contain the image and there's like a border around it, you don't need to bleed the image. But if you're going to bleed it and it's going to go out beyond the edge of the paper, you actually have to have it so that you compensate for the bleed, so that you have 1/8 of an inch. And the 1/8 of an inch around it is the top border, the bottom border, and the outside border of the book. And so that's where it's going to cut it. You also have to kind of compensate for the inside of the book, but that's going to go down into the seam of the book. So it has some examples here. And the first one is a 5x8 book. And you can see that's the size without bleed. So that's the size it's going to end up. But if you wanted to bleed on it, you have to add a quarter of an inch. No, you need to add 1/8 of an inch to the width, and a quarter of an inch, which is to the top, or the top and the bottom, the horizontal. So you have to bear these sizes in mind. So if you go down here, if you wanted to do an 8.5 by 8.5 down here, you would actually make it 8.625 for the horizontal, and for the vertical, you would make it 8.75 to compensate for the bleed. That's all you really need to know, is that you need to make it a different size. You don't need to do calculations if you've got this table here. The other thing is, if you want to do an 8.5 by 11, it's going to be 8.625 by 11.25. So that adds what you need for the bleed. That's pretty much all you need to know for the size and type of book that we're doing. Down here, there's also the inside gutter, and it will tell you how much space you need for the inside gutter right here. And you can see 24 to 150, we need a 0.375 inside, and the outside margins need to be at least a quarter of an inch. And so that's something to remember if you have to calculate it out. But I'm going to show you how to set up the page. And once you set up the page in Canva, then you really don't have to worry about it. And I'll show you where the guides are. All right, so I'm in Canva now. You need to make an account for Canva. But that should be fairly self-explanatory. You go on and we'll ask you to create an account, and you put your information in your email. Now, you probably want to do just a free account. You don't need to do this book. You're not going to need the paid account. So just keep with the free account. The paid account will give you a few more things, but you probably won't need them. And I'll explain as we're going along where you might need a paid account if you want certain functions. Like, for instance, you get more fonts, I think, in the paid account, but there are more than enough fonts that will probably satisfy you within the free account. And we're making our own templates, so we don't even have to worry about the paid templates in this. So if we look here are my recent designs, and here's one right here that is called Infrared Musings, which is a book that I've done. And you can see here, it says the size is 8.625 times 6.25. So if you want to create a book of this size, a horizontal book, and this is the largest horizontal format or landscape format book that you can make on Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing. This is the format that you're going to have to create to do that. If you want to make one of the other formats, you'll go back to the table, which was on the Kindle trim size page, and you'll use the size it specifies for with bleed. So even though we want to do 8.5 times 6, this is the size we're going to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out with so we're going to go up here, and we're going to go to open menu, and we're going to go to create a new design, and we're going to go here to custom size, and over here where it says units, we're going to go down to inches, and we're going to add 8.625, which is 8.5 plus an eighth of an inch. And over here we're going to put 6.25, which is a quarter of an inch, because we have to add an eighth to the top and the bottom of this. And then we're going to go create new design. So this is the page size that we need to make our book. And it already has the bleed on it, or compensated for the bleed. So all we need to do is go up here to File, and we want to go here and click on Show Bleed. So what you want to show on here is, under Settings, Show Margins and Show Bleeds. You also may want to turn on Show Rulers and Guides. That's also helpful. Make sure all three of those are on. I think they may all be off by default. So the bleed is this 1/8 inch around the edge. Now this side is where, well, depending on which side we're looking at, this would be this is the inside. This bleed will also compensate for how much you need on the inside. So this is a perfect guide for it, and we'll keep, if you follow where this margin is on the inside, you can't really change this margin. But this will give you, this will end up, if you do it with bleed, it will end up giving you 1/2 inch margins on each side, except on the inner side, it ends up giving you gives you enough space so that it has the extra 1/8 of an inch it needs for the binding. So if you want to do a full bleed, which means that it goes all the way to the edge of the page, this line below here, this purple line, not the purple line, but the line below it, is actually the edge of the page. And in this area here, this 1/8 of an inch all the way around here, you'll want to make sure that the image extends. If you want it to be a full bleed on a particular page, you want to make sure the image extends all the way to the edge here, so that there's enough for them to cut off the page so there's no white at all around it. If you just want to do an interior layout, make sure you stay within these boundaries right here that it's set. And so that's the simplest way to do that. Now, if we want additional pages, we can add those pages by just going add page. So now you're set up to create a book. And so what you do here is, if we go over to uploads, for example, you can click here and you can go upload files from your hard drive. I already have a bunch uploaded, so I'll just click on one and bring it in. And you can see we can move this around, and you see if we move it up and down, there's kind of like this crosshair. So it makes it easy to center it into the center of the page. And so if you're doing just one picture per page, it's pretty easy. We can extend it so that it's right to the borders here. And then we can center it both ways. And so we can center it with those crosshairs, the vertical and the horizontal line. So if we go down here and we bring another image in, we go to uploads again, say we brought this image in, say I want this to be full bleed. If I want it to be full bleed, I can line it up so that the edge of it is over here. If we drag the corner, it will expand it proportionally, and we'll scroll down a little bit. So we don't have, you can see here we still have some at the bottom, so we actually have to make it bigger and kind of center it until it's large enough so that it covers the whole page. And you can see this line right here, there's 1/8 of an inch all the way around it. And so this will be cut off. So you have to remember that part of your image is going to be cut off. So you have to kind of recompose it if you want to do a full bleed for whatever reason. We can take another image here and put it in. Now remember, if we just pull this, it will crop the image. You can hit Control Z to undo whatever you've done. But if you want to resize it, really you want to line it up in one corner at first like that, and then pull it on the corner, because it will proportionally pull it without cropping it or distorting it or anything. And so then you can center the image from there however you want to center it. And there you have what you would have on the page. We'll add one more page. So this border here, you don't want to really go over that border. You can do anything within here you want. You could put 2 images if you had vertical images, or if you wanted to do a grid of images, you could do that as well. So once you have that, that's kind of the basics of how you get it laid out, and you can put it in any way you want at that point. So then the next thing that you probably want to do is you may want to put some text in this book, and you can certainly put text under pictures, or you can write paragraphs of text. You would use the text tool for that, and you would go add a text box. So you can change anything about the font. There's a little toolbar up here. If we click on here, it will give you your font choices. Now some of these, it will say, oh, you need to pay to use this font or whatever. But there's enough that you can select either a sans or a sans serif from it, or you can pick a sans or a serif from it, either one of those types of things, and select whatever font that you want on there. Let's see if we have another one that has a serif on it. So you can do Times New Roman, for example, and that has serifs on it. You can select the size here, whether it's bold. You can set the color. It's kind of just like Word. If you use Word, it's exactly the same thing to set your text size. You can also stretch the box size, and it adjusts the text to the box size, particularly if you only have one line on it. So we could reset this to 18, and it will move it down. And so what you really need to do is type what you want in the box, or paste what you want in the box first, and then highlight the text, and then you can adjust it so that it has what you want. For example, if we just keep on pasting text in here, we can move it to where we want, highlight all of the text. We can change the alignment so that it's aligned to the left, or the right, or centered, and then we can change the size of the font to the font size that we want. So then you can adjust it. It's not the most effective way to create, like if you were writing a book of short stories or something. You wouldn't want to have to lay out the text like this. So this is really just primarily to do books with photographs in them, or pictures of your drawings or your paintings. So this is how you would lay it out, basically, or this is how Canva. Once you get everything laid out the way you want, and you want to do the interior pages on this, you don't do the cover on this. All right, so once you're ready to go, or once you're done with the interior of your book and have everything in there, you want to go up here to share. You want to go to download. You want to select PDF here There's standard and there's for print, best for printing. So you want to set for print. RGB is best for digital use, and this works fine actually with a printed book. If you want a better quality, you use a CMYK, but that's a premium version. You see the little crown next to it right there. So I'd suggest just use that. I haven't had any problems with this. But if you're really picky about the color and you want it to be really exact, this is going to come out the best color right here. The best print is going to come out from that. And what you could do is if you really wanted that feature, you could sign up for 1 month or something so that you could actually do your entire book without on the free thing, and then sign up for 1 month so that you could download that, and then you could do that. It's $10 a month if you buy it, an annual subscription, but if you buy it by the month, it's $15 a month. So if you really want that feature, you can get it for paying $15 for the subscription. Then I'd unsubscribe right away after I had done it, just to make sure you don't forget to unsubscribe. Otherwise, they'll charge you for another month. So it's not bad. Even if you need some of the premium features in this, you could just get them for a month for $15. Just do as much as you can without the premium versions, so you don't run out of time. But you probably can create a book much faster than a month, hopefully. But if you need to work on it a while, and you don't want to pay the fee, or you want to reduce costs, you could start out the book out by doing it with a free version. And if you wanted some of the premium version things, you could add them at the end or something. So once you have this set to print, you download it, and it will download a PDF. And once you have that PDF, you can upload it to Amazon.com. So we'll go back over to kdp.amazon.com to finish. All right, so we have our file now, and we're going to come back into Kindle Direct Publishing, and you'll go to your bookshelf. It's a bookshelf here, and it has whatever books you've published or are working on right here. And right here it says Paperback Draft. I named the book My Photograph. So this is the book that we started out looking at KDP on. So we're going to go here to continue setup. At some point, you want to make sure you get the details all right on this first page if you haven't done so. Then we're going to move over to the next. We're going to go save and continue to make sure we save any changes that we had. It brings us back to this page. Before you publish it, you're going to assign the ISBN. We have the format and everything. Right here is where we would upload our manuscript. So I'm going to go and I'm going to find the PDF right there, and I'm going to select it, and it's going to upload it. It may take a minute or two. It takes a bit to process it, but it will say manuscript successfully uploaded once you upload your file. Then the next thing you need to really do is create a cover. If you could do the cover and upload it as a PDF, but you have to do like a 2-page spread in a PDF to do that. And that's beyond this video right here. But if you want to get into more advanced things, you could do that as well. But we're going to go and launch Cover Create. And it walks you through the process of creating a cover. So we're going to choose a design, style and edit, and then preview it. So we're going to go continue here. You can upload images for your cover, or you don't have to put any images at all if you don't want to. You can select one from the gallery that they have, but probably if you're doing a book of your own, photographs or paintings or whatever, you'll want one of your own. So you're going to click on here and upload it from your hard drive. So I'm going to select an image right here, and it gives us some choices on designs here. And how it's laid out. So you can pick any of these designs. You can actually kind of modify them to some extent. Something like this is really nice right here because you could put your picture on the front or one of your images on the front. And then you can edit this. You can actually go in and cut and paste in a little bio back here and put your picture back here. So this one right here is a really good one to choose. So let's go ahead and choose this design right here. It runs you through a little tutorial. I'm going to dismiss that. And so here's where you would cut and paste in stuff here. And you can actually save this. It's warning you that you don't have anything in there. So let me upload an image here. All right, so I'm going to select an image right here. It's the wrong format, so it may warn you about the resolution of it. The one I picked is not high enough resolution. It might not show up good. But for purposes of demonstration, we'll just leave that like that. You can paste into either of these boxes any text you want. We're going to just leave it blank, preview it. And here's our cover. If we had to put text in there, it would have shown up here as well. So now we can just go save and submit once we get it the way we want it. And once again, I'm just kind of running through this to show you how you can do it. It takes a while to mess with it to get it the way you want it. So now they're successfully uploaded, but before they can, it has to process them. And we actually need to select an ISBN number for the project before we can get it. I'm going to go ahead and assign an ISBN number so I can process them, so I can show you the next step on this. So I'm going to go assign ISBN. We're going to do that. And you usually want to get this done first too, because if you want to put it in the ISBN number in before the title page of your book or at the end of the book somewhere, you'll have the actual ISBN number. And so now it says it's processing the files, and it takes a few minutes. All right, so it's finished processing. It has a little thumbnail of our cover. It says it's uploaded this successfully. We need to go down here. We didn't use any AI on this, so I can just put no. And then we can go to launch the previewer. And the previewer will allow you to go through it to see how the book looks, so you have an idea. So this shows you the cover. Right here, you can see it's actually put the ISBN number on the back with a little barcode here. So you have to make sure you don't put anything right here. But I think most of the templates that you use for this leave a space there for so that it doesn't interfere with your cover design. We're going to go in through here now, and we're going to take a look at this. And so here are my title pages. Here are the picture. This is a different file than I showed you in the demo. This is one that I had already finished before. So it should look like this, or however you designed it. Here's a full page bleed on it. And once you go through the book, you can approve it. It will take you back here. You can save it as draft if you have to come back to finish for whatever reason. Your printing cost will be, it says on here, this is I think a 26 page book or something. Somewhere between 25 and 30 pages is what this, and it's $4.20 per book, $4.20 US. So I can hit save and continue, and you'll want to fill this in for prices if you want to post it up on Amazon. So you can go through all of that yourself. I won't bother to go through it here. I would save as draft, and I would request a proof. They'll send you a proof copy, and you make sure you don't need to make any adjustments. Once you get the proof copy back, if it's okay, you can just you can publish it live. Let's save as draft here. If you need to do something, you can make any adjustment, and then once you make an adjustment, it's up to you whether you get another proof or not. If there's not much different, like if I have to just change a word or something, and it's not a major formatting thing, a lot of times I'll get the first proof, and then I'll go ahead and publish it, and I'll buy a copy and make sure it's okay. But at that point, I'm relatively confident. So if we go back to the bookshelf here, there's the book right there. It's still in draft form. Once you publish it, it will say that it's processing or it's waiting for approval or whatever. And it takes about 72 hours once you publish it for it to go up online and be approved and all. But if we go down here into this this is a book that I finished, Infrared Musings, and it has the price up here and everything. It says that it's alive. It's a paperback. But right here under Paperback Actions, you can order author copy. You'll want to remember that because you don't want to be charged. You don't want to have to pay the regular price. Like if you want to get copies and sell them yourself or give them away yourself, you'll get it for $4.20 or whatever it costs per copy, depending on the size of your book and whatever. So there's no markup on it. So if you want to get author copies or copies for yourself, use the order from Amazon right here. And what it does is I think it creates an order for you, and it will show up in your Amazon cart. But that will take 24 to 48 hours or something like that. It takes a day or two. Sometimes they have it up within a couple of hours, and they'll send you an email and they'll say your order's ready. It's in your cart. Go ahead and buy it. So we'll actually put the order in your cart. You just have to buy it from there. So that it does it through Amazon, and you get it through the same way that somebody who would be buying it off of Amazon, what they would they would buy it, and they'll send it. They'll print it and send them a copy. And when you do a proof copy, it will take a little while for it to post up, and then it will put it in your cart as well. So then once it's ready, they'll send you an email, and you'll check out through your regular cart. And so that's basically the whole process of setting up the book in Amazon, creating the insides of it in the inside pages of it in Canva, creating a book cover, using a KDP site here, and then getting it to the point where you can get a proof of it to look at it, and then what you do afterwards. So those are all the steps to it. So that should give you a pretty good idea how to get through the entire process. Like I said, you might need to fiddle around with it depending on how complex you want the inner layouts and such. But what I tried to do is make a very simple way for anybody who just wants a book of their photographs or their drawings or their paintings or whatever images they have printed up.